I can see the colors that you are wearing this evening, and that's why I am purposely wearing blue and white. Because with all due respect to the green, the red, and the black that you have.
Satisfaction, the look on the face of a delusional Wokie who just got owned. Today, it's all about that look.
In the book, instructs youth on how to find and make pornography. There's photos of naked individuals that are trans. Should students have access to a book like that?
When I was a young man, which was many, many years ago, we had Playboy. You know, we learned it through Playboy. How is this different?
Did you have it in school?
No, we did not have it in school, but
that would be how it's different.
Oh, we should judge a book by its cover, but this cover looks like a minor attracted person's manual. You know, the P-word aesthetic? The Playboy you stole from the irresponsible males in your life is not the same as the visual pornography available in libraries. If you read books instead of Playboy, you would know that, sir.
Are you saying that men should not be allowed to have Barbie dolls?
I did not say that whatsoever, but I'm saying there's certain character attributes and traits of how young men should be raised and how young ladies should be raised.
You are defining that women should be raised in one way and men should be raised in another.
Without a shadow of a doubt, yes. Men are better at some things than women, and women are better at some things than men.
What things are men better at?
Lifting heavy objects. Women are better caretakers and nurturers. Women are more organized.
I'm sorry, say that again?
That men are usually stronger physically than women. That is true.
How is that naturally better?
I'm not saying better. I'm not saying one sex or gender is better than the other. They're different.
I can see your point. I can see that men do have more testosterone.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm saying. So there's differences.
Yes, but
therefore men are better at certain things than women, and women are better at certain things than men.
There's that beautiful look. What's so wrong with someone being different from you? Why do you want to be the same as someone else? Feminism created competition, envy, and bitterness against a gender that was just existing. If you want strength, go to the gym, sip some roids. No one cares. You can do your thing without posters.
You create a company that's like close to being a fascist, and then
okay. Well, how am I? Sorry. Let's go through this. How am I a fascist?
Dude, like you.
Can you name one thing I believe that's fascist?
You believe that you on.
Well, yeah. Oh, cuss word indeed. After the lost but found Wokie look, my second favorite is the frustrated. I can't believe my parents are paying tuition only for me to look stupid on YouTube hair toss. It's refreshing.
To you, what would you change about the Constitution, if anything?
And that is my note answering this question.
Have a good one.
That's perfect for Dave here. We'll let Dave go.
No, I'm not. I'm okay.
Okay.
I don't know. It's a loaded question.
It's a loaded question?
This is another favorite, the walk of shame. It's a loaded question, yet you have no problem being force-fed propaganda as answers. One word for you, oh leaders of tomorrow, do some research.
Good afternoon to you, Shivani.
Good afternoon, Julia. You know my pronouns are they, them. How are you doing?
Yeah. Thank you for telling me your pronouns. I use correct grammar. So the only thing I would need to refer you to is to your face would be you, but I'm not being rude. You can choose your pronouns. You can choose what you want to call yourself, but you don't get to require me to use incorrect grammar and factually incorrect things. You're not a plural. You're a one person, and you're a female person. So I will use she and her. Thank you very much.
Do what you like, I guess.
Well, there you are. You didn't need to tell me then, did you?
There are just too many good reactions today. I quite fancy the uncomfortable smile and eyebrow twitches. The interviewer called you by your name, but you had to drag in pronouns that had not been mentioned. It's a conversation between two people. The only pronouns that would be used would be you and I. Calm down, no one cares.
You should be asking women what it means to be a woman, especially trans women, what it means to be a woman.
I'm asking all kinds of people. Can anyone have an opinion about it?
Only people who are women. But it's not like I come around and say what a gay man is allowed to be.
So you're saying if you're not a woman, then you shouldn't have an opinion.
Where does a guy get a right to say what a woman is? Women only know what women are.
Are you a cat?
No.
Can you tell me what a cat is?
We should be asking trans women especially, get that hat off your head. The warmth might be affecting some facilities.
Men do not menstruate. Only women menstruate. Now, you can call yourself
Cis men
whatever you
don't
want.
menstruate, but trans men do menstruate.
No,
Same
they
as
don't.
non-binary people.
Only women.
Menstruating is not exclusive
Yes,
to
it
cis
is.
women. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
So explain to me as to why my body menstruated at
if
some
your
point then.
chromosomes
Your body menstruated. Your body did. Is this transition thing just a body hating thing? She makes it sound like her period was an out of body experience.
X and you're young, you menstruate. If you're XY, you don't.
Correct, but what about trans men and non-binary?
They're
We're
not men.
excluding a whole group of
They're
people
women
that
dressed
menstruate.
as men.
Well, what's a man to you? You define a man for me.
You have chromosomes that are X and Y. That's what a man is.
So why are we just looking at the science of this as an
The
example
science.
when we've learned sex and gender identity are they're completely different things.
They're not completely
They
different
are
things.
completely different.
Completely different words.
Sex is what you're born with, the sexual reproductive organs you have. Gender is what you identify with. They're completely
Well, I don't
different
accept that
things.
distinction. You have to argue for it. You're just giving a conclusion. You're just making it up.
Sorry, science doesn't lie. Science doesn't feel. Science observes and stamps the truth.
Do you know what the leading cause of death for pregnant people is?
Pregnant people? Mothers?
If you'd like to call them mothers, not all of them are mothers.
What are they if they're not mothers?
They're pregnant people.
What people other than mothers are pregnant?
It's interesting because you come into this conversation, trying to hold this moral superiority. But when I use inclusive language, which it only takes a couple extra syllables to use inclusive language.
To include
and
who?
it seems to include people who don't identify as women but can become pregnant.
Then in order to be a moral person, I need to accept the idea that a man can really become a woman.
You are trying to deny someone of their identity and deny what their life experience is, then that doesn't seem like a moral stance to me.
I identify as being correct and more correct than you on this issue. And I would just ask that you accept and affirm my identity. Do you?
You are not a medical professional, and abortion and pregnancy
No, I'm
is
just
a
talking about my
medical
identity.
concern. That's not your identity.
I promise you, that's my identity.
Her mother must be so proud. Look at her little girl go. Sorry, her little person.
You've asserted that no one would ever see me as a woman, that nobody would ever see or could see a transgender person as a woman, and yet I have dozens of friends from diverse backgrounds, women from the reservation, a woman from Japan, several immigrant women. I have my coworkers, I have my boss, my VP, my CEO, all respecting me as a woman, my family, my long-term friends who are actually here with me. All of these people assure me, I'm a woman. They'll tell me, girl, there is no way you are a man. They see me as a woman. So the question, how can you assert that nobody would ever see me as a woman when my material experience tells me you're wrong?
Okay. It's interesting that that's the part of my talk you chose to ask a question about, because that's not in my talk at all. I don't believe I said that no one would ever see you as a woman. I mean, it's possible, I suppose, that you could fool someone. Now, you brought this up, so I have to tell you that you brought this up. You've put your identity on the table for conversation. And so I'm going to say you wouldn't fool me at all. I mean, I see a man 100%. And I think that most people would. Now, the fact that you have people in your life who are saying to you, oh, you're totally a woman, that's exactly what I'm talking about. No one in my life has ever once said to me, you're totally a man, Matt. You know, if a friend of mine called me on the phone and said, listen, Matt, I want you to know you're really a man, I would think that there was something wrong with him. I would say, why are you saying that at all? It doesn't make any sense. So the fact that this is a conversation to begin with tells me, it only proves the point that I'm trying to make, that your identity, even in your own mind, is something that you need to be assured of.
Be honest, was that a ma'am or a sir? This is what happens when you don't tell your friends and family members the truth. They attend talks, grab microphones, and embarrass you. Oh, you need to reduce your volumes for this one.
Who the hell let you back on this campus?
It's a public sidewalk.
So nobody invited you here? Officers, if nobody invited him here, can we ask him to leave this campus? Is this being handled?
You're a hero.
You're a hero? Who the said that? Raise your hand! Raise your hand if you're so proud of it! Have you been raped, then shut the up!
That's a good question.
That would be awesome. But like, why is he allowed on our campus if this isn't even like an organized event? No, I am not part of this event. You're not mad?
I understand.
So if I called you and said somebody raped me, you wouldn't be mad?
Well, you just twisted my words and I didn't say that.
And rape culture exists, and you're telling me 1 in 1,000? I can tell you that's bullshit.
1 in 1,900.
Do you see 1,900 people standing here? I can guarantee you, multiple people right here have been raped, and this is not 1,900 people.
Okay, how can you guarantee that?
This one is the shriek of horror. No sense, just noise.
Ma'am, don't steal the sign. You can't steal the sign. You're on camera stealing a sign. Sam! Officer, she's stealing a sign. You're not going anywhere. Right now you're being detained, okay?
Detained for what?
Larceny, you stole his sign.
He has it back.
Okay, yeah, because I got it from you.
I moved it 50 yards.
I don't care if you moved it 1 foot. You don't have a right to take someone's property, okay? Period. I don't care what the circumstance is. You don't have a right to take anyone's property. He was holding it, therefore it was his, and you took it. Okay? I know you may not agree with what's being said, but you don't have a right to take someone's property, period. Okay? Warrant 16 minutes.
What?
You're under arrest for warrant. You admitted to taking a sign.
Well, all I did was I just walked it over here. I was gonna give it back to him.
And those are the tears of realizing that actions have real life consequences. I like this more. It's a 10 out of 10 for me.
Trump or Kamala?
Kamala. I like her, and I'm a Democrat.
And why do you like her?
Because she will be a good female president, and I would love to have a good female president for the U.S.
And what do you think she'll do good for our country?
She'll actually help our country more than Donald Trump would do, because she is smart and she's more reliable.
And what do you think are some exact things she'd do?
She'll do lower income and lower taxes.
So she'd lower everyone's income?
Yes.
Is that a good thing?
That is a good thing.
What do you think about Donald Trump?
Donald Trump is the worst president in the whole wide world.
How come?
Because he hurt the Capitol building and he started World War III.
There are zero ideas flowing in that mind. Lower income, World War III. Somebody has been catching up on Twitter politics. He's the worst president in the whole wide world. I'm not gonna point fingers, but at least he knows how to walk.
Do you want to tell us why you're here? Can you tell us why you're still wearing a mask? Is that for COVID or to like protect your identity?
Do not choke me!
Just walk away, man, just walk. Silence, they say, is the best answer for a fool. They can't be silent because they already are fools. No one choked you, get yourself off the ground.
I'm not joking, my son needs to get stored. I need to get move out the way now. She's going to punch her up. Punch her up. My son is 11 and he needs to get to school. My son is 11, he needs to get to school and I need to get to work. So move out the way then. Move out of the way and let me get my son to school. Let me get my son to school. This is what I'm saying. How are they going to do this? They're taking the piss, bro. Hey, look, that's it. That's it. Push up. Go on. Push up. Get out the road, you silly cunt. Someone needs to move them out the way. Move out of the way now.
Sometimes you choose peace. Other times you choose havoc. As long as it gets these oil hypocrites off the streets, I am all for it.
You don't have a right to tell me what to do with my life. You don't have a right.
Not very nice of you.
Go to hell, mother.
I hope those headphones were expensive and she cries on her way home.
On the basis of the comfort and dignity of girls and women, I'm asking you and telling you, please do not use women's spaces. It makes them feel uncomfortable.
My girls and the other women I am with are very comfortable with being in the
Right.
bathroom.
Well, fortunately, I'm not your daughter, and my daughter is also not your daughter.
No, that's right.
And she
So
would
she
feel.
should stay.
She would feel very uncomfortable. No,
Interrupt
right.
me.
No,
No,
you
excuse
interrupted me.
Excuse
You
me.
interrupted
Beth, do you mind?
Right.
I would ask you to please call off your dog.
I beg your pardon, and I'm asking you as a mother, do not use female spaces.
And I'm very uncomfortable.
It makes women and girls feel very uncomfortable. You are not, how dare you?
As a mother, I am very... You're not a mother.
You will never birth your children. You are not a mother, Dawn.
Right,
I did a job of mine, which is even more.
Just keep calling them out, ladies. If they can march to have their IDs changed, they can definitely march for new bathrooms. How rude do you have to be to just spot in someone's face? Well, if you can give it, you should be able to take it.
I like it, it's ironic, I think it's pretty funny, but so you're very against kind of, you're not a huge fan of socialism. I'm kind of getting that vibe. So I've got two questions. What is, in America, like what is your vision? What is your perfect idea of healthcare? Because in the UK we very much like our socialized healthcare. Like, you know, even you guys want to keep it. So like, what is your vision for perfect healthcare in your like Mad Max kind of small government world? Like what?
Mad Max, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it feels like, kind of like a wasteland, like no government. You know, I know it's not like that at all, but
you ever heard of LASIK eye surgery before? Yeah. So how's LASIK eye surgery regulated in the States?
I'm not sure, how is it?
In the Mad Max world.
Tell me.
Well, in the Mad Max world that you're trying to fearmonger, it's not covered by insurance.
I know it's not true, but it's just like...
So it's in the private market. So I'd like the U.S. healthcare system to work how the LASIK eye surgery industry has worked over the last 10 years, where it's a vital organ, not covered by insurance, not covered by government hospitals, not covered by Medicaid, and not covered by Medicare, where it's a cash-only transaction. So over the last 10 years, the most amazing medical advancements around LASIK eye technology have stemmed from America, and the price has gone down dramatically. So it used to be $20,000 per eye, now you can get it $750 per eye. It used to be a 3-week recovery time, now it's a 48-hour recovery time. It's a vital organ. So there's the arguments that somehow this is not necessary, there's not a high level of precision, gets completely and totally dismissed. The market works no matter where it is, whether it be in healthcare, food, transportation, housing, technology, communication. So I want more market forces. I want healthcare to be bought across state lines in the States. I want a government that does not pick crony favors of hospitals that make big contributions, or drug companies that have the right lobbyists, or trial lawyers that have proximity to Capitol Hill. The market works no matter where it is tried in the States. It's a totally screwed up system because it's half cronyist, half government run, and there are some really good parts of the U.S. healthcare system if you can afford it. We have the best treatment if you can afford it. You roll your eyes. How do you get things for more people to afford things? Through competition. We do not have that in the U.S. healthcare. So we solve half the equation. Half the equation is quality. The rest of the world benefits from the U.S. medical advancements every single year. Whether it be heart monitor machines, whether it be pharmaceutical breakthroughs, 90% of the most instrumental and important drugs that are used in this country around the world stem from billions of dollars of research and development incentives that are put in the United States of America. So the rest of the world benefits from the U.S. healthcare industry, whether you like it or not.
What a self-righteous and annoying question. Anyway, the answer as always was served with knowledge and facts, not feelings and an attitude.
Immigrants commit less crime than U.S.-born citizens.
Illegal immigrants. I'm talking about illegal immigrants. I'm not talking about immigrants. I'm talking about illegal immigrants. I'm an immigrant. You're an immigrant. We're all immigrants.
The Pew Research says that there are, for immigrants on the whole,
Come on, try getting it out. Try getting it out.
I'll get it out.
I mean, I don't know if you're going to put this on television, but you don't even know what you're talking about. Try getting it out. Go ahead.
Well, that's some food for thought, or tearjerkers in the shower. Depends on how you look at it.
Why have you not called out President Trump, who violated the Emoluments Clause by allowing Saudi Arabian billionaires prior to his inauguration to buy spaces in his hotel in exchange for access
Well,
to
first
the
of all, it's not a violation of the Emoluments Clause because they're independent customers at a property that he has a lease for. That's a really convoluted argument.
Okay, so you're admitting that
again,
there's a conflict of interest in some asset, and he's going to be the president tomorrow. So you think that's okay?
When you have a multi-billionaire running for
but you're
office
so against these
with over
Saudi Arabian
100
billionaires,
properties
right?
across the world, you can't be accountable for the hundreds of thousands of customers that run through your property.
The hundreds of thousands, as in the Saudi government who
hundreds of thousands of people. And by the way, so let me ask you a question. What did the Trump family and Trump enterprise do to any official or person affiliated with a foreign government that stayed at any of their properties? What did they do with that money?
I don't know.
they gave it back to the government, because if you were so informed, you would know that. So that's how
Oh, just wait, it gets better.
Okay, so they
Because they
basically
gave it back.
tried, got caught, and then gave the money back. Sounds like a good plan.
Well, no, they preemptively saw the potential issue and they avoided it. And so, again, if you want some agreement in Middle East, I'm happy to talk about how the U.S. has been actually, I think, too tilted in the direction.
Tweet one thing that's not about Obama and his drone strikes, but about how Trump has increased drone strikes in his first 2 years
that's
of
not
presidency.
correct. Drone strikes have gone down dramatically.
Yes, it is.
I have
Anyone
praised.
has to have Google, look it up.
Right. So I've praised.
And
the
also,
withdrawal
he
in
just
Syria,
Wait,
troop
can I
withdrawal
just
in
say,
Afghanistan.
it's his personal Twitter feed. So this is, I always find it weird when people tell me what to tweet. Like, I get your,
By the way,
you want
I'm
to
not
know what
the
he
press
thinks.
says he's so angry about it and wants
You
to
want to
end
know
all
what he
wars,
thinks?
right?
That's
And
fine.
he
You can
hasn't
ask
tweeted
him.
about
You
ending
can't
a
tell him
single
what
one.
to tweet.
By the way, I'm not the press secretary of the United States.
This is like insane.
You pretty much repeat everything that the press secretary says, don't you?
Well, no, actually,
You're a talking
I
head for
expound on it.
billionaires.
I talk about different
That's who
things.
funds your organization, and that's why
You're right.
here.
We're funded by over
funds our
35,000
organization.
grassroots donors across the country with hundreds of
Oh,
thousands
those
of students
those
on
grassroots
1,400 high
donors
school
that
and
you
college
won't
campuses
make
across the
public
country.
because you don't want to.
We list over 200 of our donors on our website. We're
members
funded by some of the most successful
Turning Point
entrepreneurs
USA
from the bottom
went
up,
there.
and we love the fact
Charlie?
that we are funded by job creators.
Don't
we
you love
job
that
creators?
the only 501c3 organizations that they want to make their donors public are all conservative? Like, do you think he goes after all the liberal ones and says make your donors public? Absolutely not. There's always a double standard. You probably don't go after all of the other liberal organizations
I go
and
after
say
Think
make.
Progress.
And you told them to make
funds
their.
them
You
then?
just show up at their. Who
Near
funds them then?
Tandon, what?
So you asked them? Did you tell them to make their donors public?
I'm not with them right now, Emma.
I didn't think you did.
He must have had a couple of energy drinks before coming up to ask his question and make some accusations. He is so hyped.
I am against that. I'm for the Clinton Foundation. You want to talk about free speech? Why have you not said anything about
You're for the Clinton
WikiLeaks
Foundation?
and
Saudi
get rid of-
Arabia funded the Clinton Foundation, the
Yes,
very
exactly.
country
And
you
WikiLeaks-
just said that committed genocide.
Okay, I got it. So Saudi Arabia, right? They funded the Clinton Foundation, correct?
Say that what?
Saudi Arabia funded the Clinton Foundation. Do you know how we found out about that? WikiLeaks, right? Yes, that's how that information was released in the DNC emails. Okay, so you have not denounced Trump at all for basically changing the way journalism functions by arresting Julian Assange, which is probably the most important free speech case
He
in
didn't
American
arrest
history.
Julian Assange.
The only person
He was
who's revealed
evicted
war
from
crimes
the
other than Glenn
Ecuadorian
Greenwald.
embassy and arrested by UK officials. Donald Trump did not go with
This has nothing to do with
handcuffs
that.
to London and arrest Julian Assange.
If you don't think that Julian Assange was arrested and is going to be extradited to the United States because he pissed
Has he
off
been?
the elites of this country, then you are clearly not informed on WikiLeaks.
Okay, so now
at
you're
all.
going forward about things that haven't happened, and you want Charlie to debate that?
So you want me to denounce a conspiracy theory?
Yeah, this is,
A conspiracy
we can't
theory?
debate
How
something that
about
hasn't happened.
the Trump administration has attempted to
Right, we're not
extradite.
informed about the future. You are
They
correct.
have said that they wanted to extradite Julian Assange, correct?
Okay, but you just said that we were not informed if we don't think that they're going to, in the future.
Okay, but
Extradite.
what if they do? Can you
Well,
agree
why
to
are we doing
publicly
this? Is so
defend
weird.
Julian
We can't
Assange,
have an imaginary
who has revealed
conversation.
war crimes
We can't have an imaginary
committed by our
conversation.
government? Please tell me that you will denounce him being arrested for doing so.
I refuse. First of all, I hope you never go to law school because you should never engage in a hypothetical or something that hasn't yet happened. So I
happened.
refuse to engage
It's a weird
in
debate.
utopian conflicts.
You strawman more than any other person that I've ever seen. So the fact
mean
that
facts?
you're talking about hypotheticals is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Use one example of a straw man.
Okay, you talk about taxes every time. You talk about how the unemployment rate is so low.
Yeah, the lowest ever black,
taxes
Hispanic,
are so
Asian,
low.
disabled
Do you want
women,
to talk?
and youth
Let's talk about new income. Where is new income
Wages
going?
are up for the first time in 10 years.
Okay, well,
Not
in
bad.
Missouri, manufacturing wages in Missouri over the last 15 years have gone up 15%, and wages have gone up 0.09%. So maybe if we stopped outsourcing jobs like President Trump is doing, then we could actually do something
You know
about
that President Trump has the greatest increase in manufacturing jobs in the last 30 years.
Well,
over
why-
500,000
why has he not
manufacturing
called
jobs
out?
have come back to
Why
America
has he not
under
called out
President
GM?
Trump. So let's get. Thank you for the
Thank you
spirited
for the question,
conversation.
but we have a lot of other people ask some questions as well. So thank you for the question.
Thank
We
you.
really appreciate it.
He just wants everybody in the world to act as a vigilante against Trump and Trump alone. This was an embarrassing watch. The young man holding up the microphone is a strong soldier. I wouldn't last that long without making a face.
Hey, I really wanted to thank you for coming out today, and specifically for talking to those who have different viewpoints than your own. I'm not looking to argue with you, I just want to know about the ideology as to why you think that a woman shouldn't have the right to her own bodily autonomy in regards to abortion.
A woman should have the right to her own bodily autonomy, but not to kill another human. You know, but as far as the idea that I'm like sitting awake at night thinking, how do I control women's bodies? No, not really, not at all, actually. The thing that I do care about is the preservation of human lives. I don't have an argument that pro-choicers are ignoring a premise. That's fine. You're allowed to ignore a premise or think a premise that I'm giving is wrong. It turns out that the vast majority of women for literally all of human existence have engaged in childbearing and rearing, and it has not, in fact, ruined their lives. In fact, married women with children are, by poll data, the happiest women in America.
All right, thank you for the straw man fallacy. Thank you.
I missed what she actually said. What was it? Straw man?
Straw man fallacy, I think.
You can't just shout straw man and run away. Do you want to come back and explain why it was a straw?
Again, she's a runner, she's a track star. If you don't want kids or marriage, that's fine. You are allowed to make that choice. Murder is against the law. You can't choose that children that aren't out and about do not get to be victims. Where is their autonomy?
What's a woman then?
It's someone who feels like they want to be a woman.
But a woman is not just a feeling.
Why does it need to have a cookie cutter definition?
Because if we're going to be sterilizing kids, we should be able to define what this term even means.
You mentioned how but then they want to have a family and they can't. First of all, not everyone wants to have a family, and there's other ways to have families. There's, surrogates, there's adoption, all that kind of stuff. It's not about whether they can physically have a child on their own. That doesn't account for all families.
What you're doing right now is trying to justify the sterilization of children.
No, I'm not. I'm asking you a question about...
Sure you are. You're downplaying it. You're saying it's not...
She says she would have loved to transition as a little girl, but she can't transfer right now because it's not the biggest thing. Maybe it's not a thing at all. If it was so dire, you would have done it already. My opinion.
You was in agreement that your force was institutionally racist. Is that correct?
I agreed with the report, the independent report, and so did the chief fire officer accept the findings.
Okay, so
of that
could you
report.
please tell me, Councillor, what unfair advantages white people have in your force?
I would hope not, none. Not advantages. Did I hear you?
Yeah, do they have
correctly?
any advantages?
No.
Well, then how can you be institutionally racist?
The famous stammer of foolishness meeting knowledge. That's an 8 out of 10 for me.
Sin, he set me free from demons. Jesus set me free from the power of the devil so that I no longer have to walk in sin, but now by the Holy Spirit I can put to death the sin. I can no longer be captive to the devil, but now I'm free to do the Father's will. Now I'm free to love Him. Now I'm free to love those around me. And I can tell you, I'm free from anxiety. I'm free from depression. I'm free from sickness. I'm free from disease. I'm free from death. I'm free from all those things because Jesus has removed my sins away, and He'll do the same thing for you today. If you'll turn away from anything that's evil, anything that God says is sin, if you'll turn away from it, then God will rescue you today if you put your trust in Jesus Christ as your Lord. If you confess Him as your Lord and you believe in your heart that God raised Him from the dead, then He'll rescue you from your sins. He'll give you the gift of eternal life. He'll adopt you as His own child, and He'll wrap His arms around you, and you'll be with Him for all of eternity. That's God's desire for you. That's God's plan for you. And any of you, whoever would make that decision today and obey the command of the gospel, even as I've just presented it to you by the Word of God and by the Holy Spirit, if you'll do that, Jesus will rescue you. Why do you want to know so bad? Why are you so interested in that? Well, mine belongs to God's purposes.
Somebody please hand this man his lost foreskin already. That's just gross.
And they're still not right. I don't know who is so stupid you can't read English. It's not hard. I'm really angry, and I'm sorry I'm yelling. Okay. I'm really upset because you did it once, you did it once. Okay. And you're still wrong. Okay. It's not hard. This is burgers. This is ketchup, mustard, onion, pickle. This is your order right here? Yes, this is not rocket science. Just give me 1 second, miss, okay? I've gone all the way home and back again now. To get it right, you should hurt me because I'm really, really cruel. I'm sorry. I have to cool down. Disturbing leaders.
Is this the live version of killing them with kindness? Or is it the don't engage with insanity? Either way, I like it. I like it very much. She couldn't even make out a sentence after that.
How do you identify?
Actually, I identify as...
Oh, here we go. It's that long plethora of,
what?
oh my God.
Wait for it.
I will. Let me get a chair.
Homo-romantic pansexual. I love all genders sexually, but dating-wise, romantically, I'm only attracted to men.
Are you straight or?
Bisexual.
Do you like older women?
Yes, I do.
Somebody please get grandma a chair. It's too much information at a time.
You dropped out of college, and your highest...
Community college.
Sorry, your Harper College experience, I apologize.
Barely was smart enough to make it through community college.
Okay. What are your qualifications for arguing that college is a scam, or really having any economical knowledge at all, when likely the vast majority of the students here know more than you?
Who's Milton Friedman?
Who's Milton Friedman? I have no idea, and it's not important to this conversation. The same
Who
thing.
is John Maynard Keynes?
Okay, obviously I know who Keynes is.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
He's the most famous economist of all time.
You don't know Milton Friedman?
I mean, that's an economist.
F.A. Hayek?
I don't know who that is.
You're right, I barely made it through community college because I was too busy, starting a national youth movement with hundreds of thousands of members, raising hundreds of millions of dollars, having a top 10 most popular podcast, and reaching tens of millions of people online every day. I'm a job creator, entrepreneur, autodidact. Do you know what that word means? Yeah, self-taught. You should probably learn that word if you're going to come up and insult other people's intelligence.
Whoever told these people that going to college makes you an immediate success must have been drunk of rainbow juice. You're still trying to make it through finals, but you are asking about the qualifications of a person who already began a track record? Funny.
Hi, Mr. Kirk, sir. My name is Ken Trenier. As a first-generation Chinese American, would me challenging critical race theories against my professor count as communication? Because my parents came here as immigrants, they never victimized themselves, and yes, they make six figures over the years because that's the American dream, baby!
So let me ask you, do you go to school locally here?
Yes, sir. I'm a college student at UNM.
And they're teaching critical race theory and all that?
Sadly, yeah.
And so it's just basically white supremacy is the law of the land and all that. So I'm curious, technically you're a minority in this country and they tell you you're oppressed. And you tell them, actually, no, I'm not.
Yes, sir. And all the white liberal chicks and guys get all mad at me.
I can't do any better than that, and I'm so glad you're in America, man. We need more people like you. God bless you.
That was awesome. Just wanted to give a refresher. Let's hope that his and all the other critical race theory professors see this, shall we?
We have the freedom to choose lots of things, but you don't have the freedom to choose to
Do you
end
know
the
what
life
the
of
word
another human being.
heretic means?
Oh, yeah, I do. I'm sitting, yeah. Well, I think
And
if we were going to
so-
look at heresy, and I was looking at something you had written in
I think that-
2022 when Roe was reversed, you said God is a pro-choice God. That would be a heretic.
Your
pastor. Someone who
beliefs
says that
are
God is pro-choice.
religious.
That
These
is
are religious
heretical to
opinions.
Christianity. I think the question for you, Pastor, is: are you saying you don't believe that there are some things that are always morally wrong? Do you believe that?
I believe that morality is obviously something personal, that I have my own moral code that I believe inside of myself. I believe that morality, societally speaking, and I think that history shows this very clearly, is that morality is relative.
Wow.
The
That's
ways
a really
that we
shocking
have...
statement to come from a Christian pastor. Pastor, your comments today are shocking because it's heretical what you were saying. It's shocking.
Exactly.
Final
It's
thoughts, sir?
choice.
If Kristen is not going to say it, we will. That is not a Christian pastor. That is a wolf in sheep's clothing. God is pro-commandment, pro-Jesus, pro-holiness, and definitely pro-life.
It's really fucking laughable that it's only white people equating slavery to owning an abortion. Not once have I heard one black or woman of color.
Faith, do you want to come up here? Because apparently color matters.
I would like to hear from a woman of color. I would rather hear that.
Go ahead, Faith.
What's so funny?
Why are you pro-life, Faith?
I am pro-life because life begins in the womb at conception. And I think that our personhood, our rights should not be based on having to be human plus something else. That's exactly what happened with slavery, where we were told that you have to be human plus not black. And now we're saying that you have to be human plus a certain age, or human and in a different location. And so really what abortion is age-based discrimination.
Black people weren't seen as humans. They weren't seen as human beings. Black people were not seen as humans.
They were like
The Supreme Court actually said that they were 3/5 a human person. Just like how you all have denied that a child in the womb is a human person.
No, it's not. It's not human.
That's fundamentally incorrect. What is it? What is a child in the womb? Is it a koala bear? When I get pregnant, am I pregnant with a koala bear? I'm pregnant with a member of our species.
A fetus of a dolphin looks the same as a fetus of a human. You literally can't tell them apart because it's not human yet. It's not.
Does somebody else have a question?
I just want to note that as a black woman and as a person who got my degree in biology, life does begin at conception.
So you call for a person of color but still reject the idea you called for. Black people were not seen as humans? That's exactly the point. Unborn children are not being seen as humans either. Grow a brain.
As a non-binary person, what do you have to tell me about my identity? Because I know for a fact I'm not confused.
Okay, next question. Great statement. That's a statement. That's a statement. Okay, you know your identity. You're not confused. Congratulations, sweetheart. Thank you very much for your statement.
Aw, she looks like she didn't get the fight she was looking for. No one cares about your identity, lady. Be whatever you want.
Do you think men fans model should make the same as female?
Yeah. Like,
So you'd be willing to take a pay cut?
what do you mean by that?
They take it out of your pocket.
Well, because men, when it comes to online presenting yourself, earn fractional what women earn.
It's up to you how much money you earn by how much you are posting on your...
So it's about merit, creativity, ingenuity.
It's about like consistency kind of thing, like, and trying to find the right niche and everything for yourself.
So therefore, if there was a law generally in America where it says that women should be paid the same as men, you'd be against that.
Well...
Because it would apply to fans. Because it could harm you. See, you're both in an industry where women earn way more than men.
Yeah.
Progress is easy to support until it hits your bank account.
So it's about creativity, consistency, and merit when it is OnlyFans, but when it comes to white-collar jobs, it is about who wears skirts. Be serious.
Did you miss your makeup appointment?
You've been in there for 2 hours. I'll tell you, it's made no difference.
Well, if you can't take it, don't give it. Let's add that to the list of reactions I love. The wide, I can't believe I just got cooked mouth.
For example, gender identity disorder, that's the DSM-4, bro. We use the DSM-5 now for psychologists to be able to talk about...
I literally cited the DSM-5 in the speech, and it's called gender dysphoria, which is the term that I use throughout the speech, not gender identity disorder.
You sound like a bozo, bro. And you get no pussy, and you can't even make your wife wet, bro, so what's good?
The video of this woke, self-acclaimed physicist and mathematician did its rounds in 2022. He began by going on about receiving an award, but failed to make one sensible statement.
The nice thing about having several small children is I don't feel the necessity to have my masculinity
challenged. If we're using a Western
like
colonial idea of gender, then why should it apply? If we're using, because the gender binary is a Western colonialist framework of gender.
You're
you
right.
know?
Men and women don't exist in any other culture.
No.
You're
Think about Native
Nailed
American.
it.
Third gender people. I'm not saying that. Third gender people exist in Native American societies, Western African societies, like Southern Native American societies, like Mexico. So in other places that are not white dominated,
And they
like
are
the United States or
incorrect.
Europe, and so you're
I'm
saying
they're
white,
biologically
so non-white
incorrect.
people. I'm a mathematician and a physicist. You cannot tell me.
So I have a question.
And also, you're not a biologist.
So I have a question.
I'm 20.
As a mathematician and a physicist, what in the hell do you know about human biology?
And you got
that
your
allows
law
you to
degree from
deny it?
Harvard. What do you know about biology? You got your law degree from Harvard.
And frankly, I would ask another question. If your logic is so flawed as a mathematician and a physicist, I would suggest that whichever institution gave you an award, revoke it immediately.
Is there a petition for that revocation?
Slavery was, of course, a very important part of the American economy, but it was also the most backward part of the American economy. Free labor is more economically efficient than slave labor. There's a reason that Alexis de Tocqueville, touring the United States in 1835, described the South as a society, quote, gone to sleep. In fact, the growth of the Southern economy remained slow all the way from basically the beginning of the Republic through the Jim Crow period, because during slavery it was slow, because it was all agricultural, and because it wasn't using free alienation of labor.
They always want their free speech while trumping on the free speech of others.
So we end up with the absurd spectacle of Matthew Desmond suggesting that the quote-unquote brutality of American capitalism is modeled in slavery. I've offered the opportunity for this gentleman to be first in the Q&A line, and now he's actually just disrupting the ability of everybody else to hear the speech. Honestly, I have a 3-year-old who disrupts this way. But the continuation of income disparity among races in the United States is today overwhelmingly not the result of racism, Jim Crow, or slavery. Income mobility and disparity is a statistic that should worry us. Honestly, Honestly, I'm more than happy to have this person ask a question, but this is now the 4th time that we've been interrupted during the speech. Sir, if you can't at least sit down and be respectful to the other, 1,500 people in the room, then get up and leave. I'm simply not going to continue this nonsense until this person leaves, frankly. I'm sorry. I can't continue. This is silly.
Ha, the sound of peace, quiet, and intelligence.
You know, I really agree with everything you have to say about restoring American morality. And one of the things you say is that in order to restore our values and save America, that we have to quit pornography. But I have a crippling porn addiction, and so I just want to know, how you resist.
Look, you kind of revealed yourself with the mask, that you're a satire. There's no way you agree with everything that I'm saying. But I will talk about this issue. Porn destroys lives. It's predatory. It's not good for you. There's no redemptive quality. It's a serious issue. It affects the brain harsher than heroin and then cocaine. A lot of people struggle with it, and I've talked openly about it in my life with the debate I had with the porn person. Look, I'll just tell you honestly, I think it's disgusting that you're coming up here and trying to create satire of life of something that destroys people's lives, and I think that's really reprehensible. So, next question. Thank you.
Is she actually indirectly defending pornography? I mean, are we even shocked? People have their OF on their bios. It's the next thing they say after their pronouns.
I'm saving the baby.
No,
Are you pro-life?
you don't have a right to tell me what to do with my life. You don't have to.
It's not very nice of you.
Go to hell, mother.
She tried to take all my flyers, but she couldn't.
The lesson here is don't try to attack other people. When you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. Now her headphones are ruined. Lots of arrests today. Looks like the police are finally doing their jobs. Keep it up, guys.
I went onto the road and was arrested straight away without any warning. Constable Wilson arrested me after about half a dozen steps on the road. And I've got my grandson coming tonight. He's staying for the next 2 nights with Grandma and Granddad. And he told me when I saw him last week, the first thing he said to me was, "Grandma, the fish in the pond are dying." He's 5. The fish in the pond are dying because it's too hot for them and they can't breathe. And I'm doing this for him. And now I've been arrested, illegally arrested. I don't know what I'm going to do because he's at home with nobody to look. Well, my husband will be there. Granddad will be there.
Oh, that's so sad, Grandma. You deserve to be with your grandson, but you should start by being a better person first. We know your 5-year-old didn't say that. We are not as gullible as the rest of you stop oil protesters. Well, we hope your grandson learns from your experience. Stupid games win stupid prizes. Damn, that must be Karma Express. It's so inconsiderate to just park your car all willy-nilly. If he was asked, he would say he was in a rush. Now he might need to get rushed to the hospital.
Right, Emma? You know that this is a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit here.
Is it really?
Him laughing as he doubles Huss speed and zooms off is everything. I believe this is our first Karen feature on this channel. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen.
So, do you know that we've been waiting like 25 minutes for this food?
Huh?
We've waited like 25 minutes for this food.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know, like work faster.
Some free juice or something?
Yeah, like give us some free food or something.
Talk to the manager. I'm new employee. No, but we expect something free. The food for free or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, give us some free food.
You must think it's a joke. You want this food for free? What do you think this is? Charity. Take your food, please. I don't have time. We've been waiting for the food for like 25 minutes.
25 minutes,
I don't care. You can be waiting for 10 hours. I don't care.
Oh, you don't care? Yeah, we can tell that you don't care.
Yeah,
well, you don't care.
Do you know what customer service is?
You don't care.
Do you know what customer service is?
Zoom in on his face. What is he doing?
You think you want to be paying against me?
Wow. McDonald's.
What?
UK McDonald's. This is why that happened.
You want your burger? You want your burger? Collect it. Collect it. I don't care. Collect it.
People do understand that restaurants' cooks and chefs are regular people, not Flash. Yes? And somehow you want free food? At least she got the burger for free. That's funny. She thinks she can just move to a lane going the opposite direction. That's not very nice. Well, shout out to the man who tripped her up.
First does not happen naturally. Yeah.
And so I think, going
Leah
from...
Thomas, the swimmer who came in second place in
Oh,
the
as a
men's
man,
Ivy
that's
League
right, yeah.
championships.
Yeah, and then he just switched his
And then-
gender and suddenly was dominating.
Went from second to first. As someone who competed in athletics in college and high school myself, no one ever goes from second place to first place.
Okay, so if you, Leah Thomas was not in second place when he was competing with men.
He absolutely was. If you look at the
No, he was
2019
not.
Ivy League
Riley Gaines,
championships,
no.
I literally
That is not
look
true.
at the statistics. Ivy League championships
That is
2019
not true.
men's
He
division
went-
in the 100 free for both the prelims and the finals.
Okay,
she came
let
in
me put it
second.
this way. Let's just, maybe there was one race that he came in second place
Ivy
in.
League championships
Fine.
is one
Okay,
race.
thumbs up. Riley Gaines, who has spoken about how she competed against Leah Thomas and it was not fair. Leah Thomas suddenly switching your gender, competing against women is not fair. I am
Of course,
open
if
to
you're
Leah
losing, you're
Thomas.
going to say it's not fair.
Don't ask me a question and then cut me off when I give you the answer. It's just obnoxious.
Just pay attention to the answer before you speak, would you? We can already see that you've been owned. If you calm down, maybe you would see it too. Still on the topic of schools, this is what happens when the administration focuses on everything but education.
Despite the board's attempt to deny it, schools are quickly becoming a place where promoting activism is actually more important than promoting education. There are political signs all over RHS about specific races that matter, specific sexual orientations that matter, but when I questioned the RHS administration about how these signs were political, they told me that they were supporting human rights. So when I questioned why the equity statement couldn't represent all students, they told me that to even ask that question was outlandish and offensive. They told me, quote, "Whites have a pretty good situation right now," unquote. So is that not racism? Disregarding my question merely because of the color of my skin. To be honest, after enduring a year of the people in charge telling me that I'm a racist and I'm privileged, I've never noticed race more. Now, members of the board, I want you to take a good look at yourselves in the mirror tonight and ask, are you really standing up for the equality of all people, or are you just pushing a damaging political ideology on our students?
Well, this is a good thing. A student schooling an entire school district. He definitely did not learn that in the classroom, but this young man is spewing knowledge.
In America, 60% of the shootings, robberies, and the homicides are committed by black people, often against other black people. You can't blame it on poverty. You can't blame it on racism. It is the breakdown of the nuclear intact family, and neither side is talking about it.
Let me ask you a question. What do white people do wrong?
What do you mean, what do white people do? I'm not worried about white people. I'm worried about what's going on with us.
But if there's systemic racism in this country, which we know it is.
No, I don't say there is. You say there is. I don't believe that.
Have you ever heard the term nigga wake-up call?
No.
It is an incident where a person of color forgets that they are of color and are reminded by an unexpected act of racism.
I'm acutely aware, Charlemagne, that I'm a black person, just as you are a black person. And when Joe Biden insulted you by saying, you ain't really black, we don't know whether or not you want to vote for me or vote for Donald Trump, and Joe Biden has lied for decades about his civil rights record, claiming that he desegregated movie theaters and restaurants in Wilmington, Delaware, when he didn't do any of that. And he came in here and told you aren't even black and let you think a certain kind of way. It seems to me that should have been Nick Wake up.
So, because you are losing the argument, you just had to smuggle some other people into the conversation? The people who cry racism definitely have a plank in their eye and worry about the speck in others. If you're so woke, how come Larry Elder had to give you the wake-up call, Charlemagne?
What's demigender?
Sir, that's a term of the people that are eligible for that particular scholarship that is available to. It's a person who looks at their gender in a different way than I do, sir.
Well, sure, that's all of these people. You're a cisgender man. You don't even get to apply.
Well,
do you know what demigender really means?
I'm not really sure, sir.
Right. So, do you know what agender means? All one word, not a space gender, but agender.
Sir, I don't.
Right. So here we are pushing a fellowship, calling for people that you don't even know what the words mean. And the number one group of people, the cisgender men, are excluded. In the name of diversity, equity, and inclusion, should we be pushing programs that we can't define that exclude the largest group of servicemen?
Not to be discriminatory, but if the prestigious Air Force is offering their best to people who do not even know who they are, every American might need to start building their bunkers now.
So you do believe we should open the border?
Yeah.
What do you think of all these MAGA Republicans that are saying, close the border?
No, I don't agree with the MAGA position on just about anything.
And it doesn't scare you if we open the border, maybe some illegal people could come in that maybe they're traffickers?
I don't buy that. Immigrants flowing into the United States is a net benefit for the economy.
All right, because we have Juan here who he needs a home. Yeah. So all we're asking for, sir, is like if you could house him for a minimum of 3 months.
No, I'm not going to house anybody. I don't.
Wait.
No,
he's a good guy and he's a hard worker. I swear.
Don't doubt it. I have a very small place. No, I live alone and
But sir, here's my question. If we're going to open the border and you're not willing to provide to contribute to... Yeah, he said yeah.
He said what?
Oh, no. It's opposite day, so it means yes.
See or no? Anyway, I'll say good evening. No,
sir, can we at least agree that you don't actually believe in an open border?
Not in that sense, no.
He has to be someone's father or uncle with all that beautiful gray hair. Too bad what's in his head isn't as beautiful. Add that to the list. The sorry I have to go, abort mission, runaway.
You hate women, you understand?
Hey guys.
You have no respect for women. That's why you're here arguing right now.
Do you respect
he doesn't.
Andrew?
It's Mother's Day. How do you like that? You murdered your kid. Happy Mother's Day, murderer. And the woman next to you, she agrees with me. How does that make you feel? How does that make the entire CCP feel that you're down here getting impregnated, murdering your offspring? How does that make you feel, ladies? Does that make you feel good?
Well. This look is what I would call the downward dog of shame. I really like this one. Let's rank it a solid 6 out of 10.
I know, you're so oppressed, my dears. I know, life is so hard for you. You have to live in the richest, most equitable, most just country in the history of the world. You have to get a college education. You have to voluntarily go to lectures. It's so awful. I can't imagine that, the people who are in war-torn nations, they must truly pity you. Goodbye then. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate your support, but I'm not that intimidated by these guys.
This one has to be number 8 for me. The crowd surfing noise of foolishness. Also, who knows where a person could buy that fat shirt? I want one in purple.
You keep defining abortion as the murder of babies, which biological fact is you would say most abortions are done before they are actually babies. It's still just a fetus. So my question...
Do you know what the word fetus means?
It's just a cluster, a zygote developing into a baby eventually.
The word fetus, it's a Latin word, and it just means offspring. That's all it means. It just means the next generation of a being. So, but that's what a baby is also. I mean, that's what you would call your adult child someday once he's grown, hopefully if he hasn't been
Can I
murdered.
ask my question?
Well, I'm just like to clarify this point. You would call your adult child your offspring too, but all of these terms that you might use, fetus, embryo, the one they love is zygote, which sounds like a Pokemon, but they use all these different terms, but it's all referring to the same being, and you were that being once. You, the person who's standing here right now.
Do any of us have a memory of being that being?
No, I mean, I don't have a memory of last Thursday, frankly. It's been a very busy week, but...
I want that as number 10, the fold my shoulders like a sassy adolescent because I'm making no sense stance. Why are these people always so angry, and they always make it look like they are in such a hurry? You have nothing going on but stupid agendas. Please take a seat. These MIT students decide to block cars from driving during their peaceful pro-Hamas protest. My question is, why can't they be arrested? They aren't protesting, they are harassing motorists.
How do you identify?
Actually, I identify as...
Oh, here we go. It's that long plethora of,
what?
oh my God.
Wait for it.
I will. Let me get a chair.
Homo-romantic, pansexual. I love all genders sexually, but dating-wise, romantically, I'm only attracted to men.
Are you straight or?
Bisexual.
Do you like older women?
Yes, I do.
Somebody please get grandma a chair. It's too much information at a time.
They're really not a streamer, but promotes his stream. Yo, what the heck? They're both streamers. They're both streamers. They're both character mode streaming.
Do not get close, bro. Don't touch me. Don't get close to me. Don't get close to me, bro. Don't even get close to me. I asked you for your bottle. I mean, bro, you
what the heck?
Pyridoxine oxide says.
Yeah, so you're gonna keep doing this?
Alonzo,
Who are these people that you bring to me?
Guys, you're watching.
Secretary says he hit your job. Diffuse it. Go and diffuse it.
Come on, guys. Alonzo, I on kick. I'll give it to you now.
You gotta diffuse this situation.
Here you go. Here you go. Double Fart Jackson says. Reverse that. Stupid. Actually, a right. Stupid.
Okay, quick context rundown. Those two guys are streamers, and the streamer in black was trying to get a rise out of the guy in white for reactions, I guess. Well, guess he couldn't back up his talk at the end of the day.
When I was 15 years old, my first girlfriend cheated on me. And I remember making a decision that nobody would ever cheat on me again. And the way I was going to do that is by being the biggest actor on earth.
That must have been the most awkward room in the world.
What's it like being a cat?
Well, I know exactly my purpose in life here. Just nice to be able to not be a human for a little while.
Is this real life? Or are these societally imposed constructs? Through something like pet play, we can liberate ourselves from those constraints.
Yeah, she's an award-winning cat.
Quick, disturbing ad break. Back to the video.
So I have a quote from you here. It says, I think that their, meaning the Black Lives Matter movement, whole existence is just a liberal progressive socialist movement to make sure that they keep the black community on the 21st century economic plantation that's been created by the left. Would you like to clarify that?
I can clarify it very easily. You can follow the money, and the money of Black Lives Matter goes back to a guy, George Soros, so that tells you one thing. And let me tell you, all lives matter. It's not just about Black Lives Matter. If you really are concerned, start talking about school choice in the black community. If you really are concerned, start talking about the decimation of the black family, which I don't hear. Do not be manipulated by people that are using you as a political tool so that you can keep your own people suppressed. Get off the plantation and think on your own.
It is such a perfect statement that it doesn't need an extra boost. Very well said.
I had an abortion, and I'm not sorry about it. You know why?
Tell me.
Because my ex-husband was an abusive alcoholic, and all he would have done is make that child's life hell.
So why did you punish the child instead of him?
Because if I would have let it come here, he wouldn't have let it be adopted.
So instead of letting him punish the child, you punish the child preemptively?
Correct.
Well, that's awful. I would say that is sin. When you stand before God, in that sin, he's going to say, you murdered your child. And if you don't confess that sin and lay it at the foot of the cross.
But I'm telling you, I already have.
You said it was good, though.
Because it was a long time ago.
Why'd you confess something that you don't regret?
I already asked forgiveness for it, is what I'm saying.
Well, then come into agreement with God that don't say it was good, say it was wicked, and thank Christ for washing you clean of that.
Wow, let's pray this woman heals someday. She hates her husband and hated the child she would have had with him. That's all. Her ex-husband abused her and she abused her unborn child in response.
I find it really unsatisfying when you talk about gender and being like male or female as just reducing it down to chromosomes. Do you feel as if there's like a really important like social aspect to like being a man, you know, that just doesn't simply get like transcribed by your chromosomes? Do you think that there's like something more to like humans than just like
I think there are
sexes?
masculine qualities that attach to biological manhood that have been generalized. They don't necessarily apply to everyone because you can have effeminate men who don't necessarily fit those categories. If you were to ask me what makes a good man or a useful man, I would give you a description that would include social categories like protecting your family, going out and earning, making sure that you build institutions in your society, right?
So nothing that has to do with chromosomes.
But
nothing like chromosomes.
In the end, if you have to ask for a definition of male or female, what you're talking about is the most irreducible form of this is the biology, which is why you can uncover a body from 30,000 years ago, and a scientist can tell you whether it is a male or a female without ever knowing how that person lived.
All right, thank you.
The insane need for him to get a gotcha. You could use biology. You could use psychology. You could use any parameter in the world, and a man would remain a man.
So a lot of our social selves are codified and encultured in the language that we use. We really use it to construct our entire society. And what's certainly true is that there is a huge variance of gender presentation and gender identity within humankind. There isn't simply
humankind,
men and women. Exactly, humankind in place of mankind.
You wouldn't say mankind, that should be, you know.
I wouldn't, just because humankind is a more accurate descriptor, in the same way that me using they, them is a more accurate descriptor of my identity than using he or she.
Are people so threatened by language? Humankind? How about you call us a price or a herd? You know, to accommodate the ones who don't feel like Homo sapiens.
Hey, if that had been back.
Well, so in universities, a bit like the University of Hull, universities in Germany, their lecturers are using gender-neutral language to refer to students because it's inclusive of everyone and gives that space for trans people who are neither male nor female.
Yeah, it's a matter, Andrew, there you are. It's a matter of courtesy, this, and sensitivity, isn't it?
Courtesy is all very well. I mean, you're describing encouraging people to use certain words. My problem is when words are policed, when language becomes policed. That is my problem. I mean, if it's, look, we can all go back to. We can all go back. Those sorts of things, humankind or mankind, I mean, those are sort of interchangeable now. They're synonymous anyway. We're talking about when people actively, and it is a minority of activists, it really is a minority, seek to have people disciplined or sacked because they refuse to use language that they are imposing. That's not the evolution of language, that's the imposition of language, and I think that's problematic.
What about people who are non-binary? What about people who are gender fluid?
We're all male and female. We've always, yes, of course, we're all male and female. There are
what about transgender people?
There are a tiny minority of people who have intersex conditions, and there are a tiny minority of people who have some condition where they may have a female brain and a male body. Apart from this, we are all male and female, and the attempt to suggest that there is a third gender is, as far as I'm concerned, it's an ideological and a political project. It doesn't exist. The words male and female have existed throughout history, throughout the world. They refer, men are people who have penises, women are people who have vaginas. It's as simple as that. I would absolutely refuse to refer to this woman here, who's clearly a woman, as a they, because for me that would be imposing an ideological political system. Because she is. If everybody watching this programme can see that she is a woman. Your respect for me is already diminished if you insist that I ascribe to some ideology of third gender, which I do not agree with. If this he and she is socially constructed. How come everybody watching this, everybody in the audience, can basically identify male and female just by looking? Occasionally there are people who are more difficult to identify, and we try to be tactful, but it's not just socially ascribed. It relates to a physical reality reflected in our voices, our appearances, in all kinds of ways.
It's a great...
Ich fick dich, Mann.
Ja, komm doch.
Олег, Олег.
If you act like a lady, you'd be treated like one. If you want to square up and act like a man, well, that's what you get right there.
The argument for the proofs that you can provide that all men are P-words.
Because men are pedophiles.
You're just, that's a restatement. That's just a restatement of the position.
Andrew, this entire conversation, have you guys been focusing on fertility and women being innocent and malleable without a history?
Why is that?
Just
what does
call
that have to do
yourself,
at all?
say that you want to have a fresh meat
What does
pussy.
that have
Just
to do with
say
anything?
Just say it. You like young girls. All of you like little girls.
So wait.
What? Does she understand how dangerous her mentality could be? She's probably one of those ones that cries sexual assault when a person looks at them.
Sandrist and you hate men, frankly, because holding the position that most or all men are pedophiles is an incredibly sexist statement to make. It's incredibly misandrist. You're pathologizing. First off, you're attempting to pathologize men who have a preference for younger women, keyword women.
Fresh meat, malleable. That comment.
All right, get off the show.
Getting kicked out is not cute.
What's going on over here? What's the deal?
We were just talking about Chipotle.
What were you actually saying though?
I said, I'm so bored. And she said, let's go get Chipotle.
It's kind of rude, don't you think?
Well, I think it's kind of rude to be asking a woman to explain something that she's explained so many times.
You're on a dating podcast.
We're on a dating podcast.
And you think that you're dating, you're comparing it to like not up for
Virgin Mary has a point. Like, I'm on a podcast where men are begging women to explain themselves, and I'm complaining about how women are having to explain themselves constantly. That is kind of like dumb.
Someone has a...
But also is driving 5 hours from Washington to be on this podcast. That's dumb.
Drive here. I
fly here, whatever.
For work. This
She-
is my
For
For
job.
work. This is a wow. What respect I have for you.
Bro,
Okay.
you...
Was
Why
that
are
known?
you shaking, bro? Okay.
You're literally
Like, chill out.
I don't know why you're so angry.
Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just bored, and I've been sitting here for
You can
like
leave then. If you want to leave.
The vibe is so bad.
It's really not. You're the one who made it all...
It's been bad the whole time, and I'm sorry.
It was bad when people started disagreeing with
regret
you.
coming on.
Sorry.
It was my fault.
Okay.
Well, you
see
can
ya.
go, really.
You can leave. Get up. Leave.
You're shaking too now. Hey, we're both shaking.
Okay.
Wait, you literally can't hold your camera.
You can leave. You can leave.
Wait, what?
I thought she said you were shaking.
No,
I was
I'm
checking
okay.
on you.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, get out.
I gotta give her my number first.
Rage.
I want to mimic her nail-scratching metal voice so bad. Anyway, imagine that's what I sound like now. That was embarrassing for you. If you're flying only to be bored, you should have gone to the circus to join your fellow clowns.
Me a racist.
You are a f***ing racist who does not have accurate statistics or facts. You are not a gender scientist. You cannot speak on that because
What?
you do not understand.
What percentage of murders do blacks commit in America?
We shouldn't justify you being here by giving you an audience. You do not speak.
Did he get silenced by his own thoughts? Never seen that before. Interesting.
Who responsible for all these hoes in the street? You?
Yes.
Okay. That's my point of information. Who are you talking to?
I am talking to you.
Right now, you done got me a new point of information. Who are you lecturing and talking to? That ain't your job to... I want order. Y'all want to talk business or some other shit? Damn. It's a bunch of bull.
Somebody get him a seat in government, please.
Can you identify as a black person?
No,
Why?
I'm not black.
I'm not a woman, but I can identify as a woman according to you.
If you transition, maybe.
What defines a transition?
If that's your goal, you know?
If you believe it.
Sure.
If you believe you're black, why aren't you black?
Well, that's just not, that's like genetics. That's like ancestry.
You're also born a man or a woman. It's the same thing. That's also genetics.
Okay, I'm over it.
Oh, the famous walk of shame. How do you dig your own grave though? How dumb and short-sighted do you have to be?
Would you allow somebody like Anthony Joshua to box in women's boxing in a year's time if he had the treatment?
There's a weight category issue. I'm not sure about the weight categories. He'd be a lot bigger than any woman, but if he was in a woman's size weight category, yes, I would.
You would let Floyd Mayweather, who is pound for pound the most successful boxer in male history, you would let him in a year's time compete at the same weight against women?
Yeah, if there's a weight category.
This is nonsense. I'm sorry.
It's absolute
How
garbage.
could you possibly countenance putting Floyd Mayweather, the most dangerous boxer pound for pound, arguably in the history of boxing, into a ring with women born to female bodies? This is where the argument becomes utterly ridiculous. And it's not transphobic to say so, it's common sense.
There's a fighter called Fallon Fox in the mixed martial arts world who is a big individual, gone into a fight, round one, broke somebody's skull.
That was in 2014. Can you have something more recent?
I think the plan is to murder and eradicate half of the female population in America before 2030 because they cannot be serious.
Are men and women equal?
Women are better than men. What do men bring to the world? Literally nothing. Women, the vibes, everything is brought to by women.
Everything you know and love. If you look around the entire infrastructure of our nation, our economy, the camera that's filming you right now, the microphone you're speaking to, everything is built, maintained through men.
Did men allow you to have that haircut?
Feminism stops whenever it's inconvenient for y'all. In Ukraine, you have all the wives getting shipped out to Moscow and all these other nations, and they're partying in clubs and getting railed by other guys while their husbands are forced to stay in the nation. You don't see any feminists saying, hey, no, the women should stay also.
It's like a white, cisgender, like straight appearing man.
Are you assuming my sexuality? That was very rude of you. I feel oppressed right now.
You should go.
He should go, but you are the one walking away. So many Wokies walk away from wisdom, it would seem. Anyway.
Hello, how are you?
Speak to me. I'm just here to listen.
I'm not allowed to speak to you?
Not at all. I'm just here to listen.
Okay, America's the greatest country ever to exist.
And so it's Wakanda.
But that's not a place.
They tried to make me into a defensive, but I'm here to observe and listen.
No, I'm just trying to get some free hot dogs.
This is not a joke, guys.
What's up?
You didn't even come over here and make it a joke? It's not.
It's a joke to me because I'm not listening.
Where do you see free hot dogs at? Don't make it a joke.
You making it about me. I'm not there.
The left will eat.
Well, game recognizes game, and stupid sees stupid.
If you'd like to be a woman, you can identify as a woman. I don't know why there is such an issue.
Anyone can, right?
I don't see a problem with it.
Just literally put the hand up and say I'm a woman. Okay, why can't I identify as a black lesbian?
Well, firstly, I mean, it was.
I'm serious. I'm serious. If I can identify as anything without any need to prove I'm actually what that is, why can't I on International Women's Day say I'm Piers Morgan, I'm a black lesbian?
I think taking it to a kind of absurd status,
I think
we're
that's
talking
what,
about quite a
with
strong
respect, I think
physical
that
thing.
you'd already opened the absurdity door by saying it is limitless. You can do what you like. Anyone can say I'm a woman. How many genders are there?
2.
There are 2 genders. Wow, so you don't believe in transgenders at all?
And ladies and gentlemen, that is what I call the I just messed up eye bulge. Love, love, love this one.
No, but you would never call like a gay person that to their face.
That seems like an absurd, like, why? No, of course, I'm not just going around. I'm a 35-year-old mother. I don't go around being like, hey, you're a It's just like, I'm not 18 years old. Like, I'm not going around calling people names, period. I wouldn't go up to a fat person and call them names. It's just like, it's an absurd thing to be going around pointing and calling people names because I don't like them. No. So the answer is no, I would not.
Do you use the N-word?
No, I don't.
No. Okay. Here's something interesting that we may have some common ground on, okay? But what do you think about same-sex marriage?
It's a sin.
You think it's a sin? So you think I'm sinful?
What's that?
You think I'm sinful because I'm married to a man?
Yeah.
You do?
Yes, you're sinning. You are in a sinful relationship. I actually don't believe marriage can be between 2 men. So I don't.
But you understand, though, Candace, and maybe we're not going to agree on this now. I thought we would. Do you understand, though, that the same Bible verses and the same scriptures that are used to call same-sex marriage sinful are used to call interracial marriage sinful as well? And so there are people who would say that you are in a sinful marriage.
Can you tell me which verse it is that would make people
The thing is that it's actually not there, and that people twist the Bible verses. That's my whole point. Thank you for proving that, because it doesn't say that, and it's actually, you're going to say Leviticus or whatever. It's not actually what Leviticus says. But go on. I don't want to get into specifics about the Bible, but that's not what the Bible says. It's just people using and interpreting Scripture in a way that they want to interpret it. So. Look, you can believe whatever you want to believe. I don't believe that I'm in a sinful marriage, but there are people who believe, Candace Owens, that you are in a sinful marriage because you are in an interracial marriage. And I say that as someone who is in an interracial marriage, so I am doubly sinful.
Don Lemon never ceases to disappoint. What is he even talking about? He must have thought asking Candace that kind of question would make her cower or make her look bad. News flash, buddy.
Racism is a system of oppression used by a certain group using prejudice, institutional power, and it's situated by the media, government, and all these other institutions.
Give me an example of one thing you as a black man cannot do that I as a white man can do in America.
Got you. Okay, so about 2 weeks ago, right? I went to a DeSantis rally. Got my ticket, all that good bullshit. Been to a million different rallies of a kind, whether, I was a conservative at the time or whether I was a liberal, right? I know that as a black person, I am far more likely to be arrested for expressing my view, whether I am a conservative or a liberal. And I've done it on both sides. And, oh yes, I was arrested.
You were probably being a jerk, that's why you were
actually,
arrested.
and that's the best part, right? That's the best part. I wasn't even being a jerk. And the courts even found, our beloved courts.
Let me make sure I understand this. So you think the bigger problem than fathers not being in the home is a abstract conspiracy theory that you have that hecklers and jerks at political events are arrested because of the color of their skin?
Do you believe he wasn't actually being a jerk? Whatever your answer is, you have to see this.
530 murders in Chicago of the last year. How many were black on black crime?
Hey, I wasn't looking. But you know what I do know?
Well over 420 of them were black on black gang-related crimes. How is that racism to blame for that?
Let's talk. So now, are we going to talk about over-policing?
I'm sorry, sir. You're kind of demonstrating. You can't answer the question.
Would you like to talk about? I mean, you can talk about it. We can. Okay. Are you ready to address it, though?
Well,
are you ready to address it? Are you ready? Because we can talk about black on black crime, but we need to talk about it as it pertains. We need to. Okay, let's talk about it, sis. I'm ready to talk about it.
All right, hold on. So let me just
I'm
narrow this down. So let me just say this, okay?
All right.
So if you were to rank the 100 biggest problems in America,
the
fact that I know we're not a racist country is the best example you have. Is some
so you know we're
story of you getting kicked out of a DeSantis rally. If we were a racist country, you'd say, Charlie, I can't go in a convenience store. Charlie, I can't go into school. No, we actually live in such a amazingly decent country that whoa. Let's not do that, okay?
All I did was your bag.
All right.
All I did was speak. You're trying to pull it out.
Mostly peaceful, everybody. Mostly peaceful, okay?
I didn't lay hands on you. I
Right.
I got witnesses. I did not touch you. No.
All right.
I touched the mic.
We're going to wrap this one up, but let me just say this.
Racism was a big issue, and we can pretend that it's not a big issue, but hey, if you don't want to, then that's just called being obtuse. And that's why I asked you, why did you have such a big problem with talking about racism? You want to claim that it's not there, and you can say all you want, but that still doesn't prove, that still does not.
If you want to talk about racism that could be proven, let me give you some examples of racism that could be proven. How about affirmative action at this college that discriminates against Asian students and white students? How about affirmative action hiring practices in the federal government? We are such a decent, non-racist country. The best example that he has is to show that he was mistreated. And if he acted like this at the DeSantis event, I can see why he was kicked out of the DeSantis event.
Need I say more?
I'm driving as a black woman in a Mercedes. I was pulled over. Driving while black, have you ever heard of it?
I've heard of driving while
black.
And
it happens. It's happened to all of my brothers. It's happened to my father. It's happened to my uncles. This is a system of racism. Bro, I'm not about to do this. And you know what? I'm not even asking a question because I don't really I'm not down to sit here and sing Kumbaya and hold hands and talk about what we can change, because we've been telling you guys, if you have to ask us what our problem is, it's no point. It's no point.
I'm going to say it again.
Missed it.
I'm going to say it again, and it's the exact same thing I said earlier. I refuse to take a black person seriously that wants to talk to me about the 0.00004% of black people, unarmed black people that are shot by police officers, and does not want to have a conversation with me about the 17 million black babies that were aborted. No. What you guys are boycotting, you're focused on things that are not negatively. More black people were got struck by lightning in 2016 than shot by police. More police officers were shot by black people than the other way around. So what it comes down to is this is a lot of motion and there's no fact. That's what it comes down to. There's no fact.
It is fitting that you came up here with a Malcolm X book, because you articulated exactly the opposite of some of the stuff he said. But also, you're right. Thank you. Yeah, flick me off. That's tolerant. It works. You're right. You don't want kumbaya. This is why the left must be obliterated in America, because they don't want to agree with us.
Why are you so upset? If you didn't have a question, why come forward? If you didn't want to discuss, why ask for the microphone? Why show up at all?
The Conservatives continue to protect the wealthiest instead of supporting Canadians.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
That's a little bit rich coming from him as he raises taxes on single moms for the crime of driving to the grocery store, while he treats himself to a jet-setting experience where the food on the plane out of a 6-day trip was $220,000. Beef brisket, parsley potatoes with truffle oil, beef tenderloin with port wine sauce, braised lamb shanks, and even cheesecake with pistachio brittle. Mr. Speaker, with Canadians lined up at the food bank, what's on the menu for this Prime Minister this summer?
Nothing better than receipts. I can imagine his face after his double standards saw the light of day.
Is this a pro-life interview, by the way? Are you guys pro-life? I'm gonna go. I'm so sorry. This is a waste of my time. Have a good one.
The walk. This is the walk of fear. Love to see it.
So I always have to ask the question at the end. I mean, everyone knows what the question is going to be. But so what is a woman? Can you define the term?
I think the answer to what is a woman is a person who aligns with feminine traits that we traditionally associate with females, or that people that align with the feminine side of the spectrum. So that's my answer. And I think that answer should, the definition of everything changes over time. And as we continue to learn more about what humans can really be, I think that can continue to grow. And
you hope we understand. You don't look like you understand. You swallowed so hard when the question came up.
The chair, Madam Speaker, when is a life a life? I'll open it up to the rest of my colleagues over there. I would wager none of my colleagues on the other side will tell us when life begins. I got a $20 bill here. It's not worth as much as it used to be worth. I'll put it down here on the table. Any one of you or your colleagues wants to speak up and tell us when life begins, it's sitting here for you. Madam Speaker, when is a life a life? When does it begin? That's the most extreme idea to come out of this body, that you won't acknowledge when a life is a life.
The gentleman's time has expired.
Has it expired? I'll leave the $20
Members,
bill here, Madam
the gentleman's
Speaker.
time has expired.
The infamous silence followed by repeating the same nonsense over the smarter person. Such a rare combination. That's a 9 out of 10 for me.
We're in the lowest time of poverty in human history, and poverty is exponentially reducing every year. Trust me, we're in a very good time.
This is really interesting coming from a straight white man.
Well, okay, yes.
Like, everything's always been good for you. I'm a minority.
Yeah.
Nothing's good for me.
I'm Palestinian. I'm Arab.
No one jumps into assumptions and conclusions more than the ones who victimize those terms. I love the open mouth, by the way. Maybe some logic would fly in.
I told
choice! My 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 choice!
What better way to wrap up the video than just plain noise? It's a 2 out of 10 for me, however, because there isn't enough energy.
Why are you guys protesting today?
I'm okay, thank you. Yeah, I don't think it would be a good idea if we...
Why are you guys protesting?
Just to be a part of the cause.
And what's the cause?
Yeah, I'm not the right person to talk to either.
It's not our job to talk. We're just here to support. We're not the spokespeople of this event. This is the wrong people to talk to.
I'm not asking for the spokesperson. I'm just asking why you guys are protesting. Why are you guys here today?
We're not interested in speaking with you.
I said a few videos back that if the campus leader told them all to paint a dick on their forehead, they'd all do it, and I stand by that. Because it's clear these people have got no clue what the fuck is going on. They're just doing what they're being told to do, what they think is the virtuous thing to do. And you can tell they're controlled and they've been told not to say anything, because if they do say anything, it'll just make them look like idiots. And I've got no problem with protesting if you know why you're doing it and you don't use it as an excuse to be a dickhead, like these muppets.
The man behind the camera was kinder than I would ever do. You should let me mess with the camera, then you thump him on the head with it.
What you're looking at? That is a list of the passengers on the Mayflower.
No, I can't believe this. No, my ancestors did not come here on the Mayflower.
Your ancestors came on the Mayflower.
No.
You are descended from one of the 101 people who sailed on the Mayflower.
Oof. That's a little bit too much to deal.
So that woman's name is Angela Davis. She is one of the most anti-white and pro-reparations leaders in America. Not only did she just learn that her ancestors were colonizers, but she later found out that they were also slave owners. You can't pick and choose your bloodline, Angela, and 23andMe says it's time for you.
Are we going to ignore this science as well? I guess you really are what you fight.
You're disrupting traffic, idiots. Can't do that. That's against the law. Get away from my car. Get away from my car. I have a daughter in Brooklyn. Don't touch him. Get the out of the way. Get out of the way. Go.
He should have done more than yell, if you know what I mean. Disclaimer, no one was harmed in this video, sadly. I love the sound the last dude's back made with the car. Stop making other people's lives hard just because you're not very loved at home.
Just wait for the cops. You started driving at me, so I stopped.
You can't drive for shit.
Started driving at me, so I stopped. You drove the front of your car into mine. Drove the front of your car into mine. Here's the cops. Here's the cops. Well, I'm pressing charges now.
Stop! You can't press charges.
I'm pressing charges.
You're recording me without my permission, bitch.
It's illegal.
I'll do whatever I want. Knock it off.
Yep.
Stop recording me, bitch. Stop recording me, bitch.
Just hit my phone.
Stop
You
recording
just hit my phone. Just hit my phone. She just spit on me. She hit my phone. She hit my car.
Right, this thing over here. Hold on. Let me put my phone in my pocket. This is it, bro. What the f is this? How you gonna arrest me?
You're not under arrest right now. No.
How you gonna arrest me? Bro, I got places to be. Bro, I got places to be.
That's like Joey King from another universe. She's lucky all he did was press charges. They are people who would gladly defend themselves in a heartbeat. Anyway, she'd learn some manners behind bars or in community service. Either way, she's gonna learn.
How much debt do you have to go to school, by the way?
None.
None? So who's paying for your college then?
Probably the federal government.
So I'm paying for your college, is what you're saying. My taxes are paying for your college. So wait, you're on grant or what?
I'm not going to discuss my college finances.
Well, no, this is really important. This is why you're so defensive of college, because you don't have to walk around the rest of your life with a $100,000 student loan debt. I, the taxpayer, when I write my check to the IRS, I'm subsidizing your ability to go to college.
Okay.
You should have skin in the game. You should, and you don't right now. You are doing a freeloading thing. Of course you should be defensive of college.
I pay taxes. I pay federal taxes. I pay state tax.
You think you pay anywhere close to the tuition value you get at the school? Probably not.
Yeah, probably I do.
Hold on. How much is it to go to school here?
Around $11,000.
$11,000 a semester. So you pay $22,000 a year in taxes?
No.
Okay, got it. This is why you're so defensive. It's easy to be defensive of something you're not paying for.
Actually, it's easier to defend something you're benefiting from. I mean, what do you expect? Just let him graduate. His song just might change.
Mr. Shapiro, you talked about white privilege. And just this week, I had a conversation with Rachel Lazar, who's done some work, a Jewish American woman who's done some work on this area, as well as having extensive conversations with Dr. Greg Parks of Wake Forest University, who's also talked quite a bit about critical race theory. And it's my understanding that white privilege is not telling individuals that they cannot speak, but it is a term for societal privilege that individuals have as a benefit.
Oh, here we go again, ladies and gentlemen. Should I apologize for using generalized lingo? Duke, that's not happening.
White people, I didn't know that white privilege actually went into that sphere. My understanding is it's just, and the issue is that white privilege makes people uncomfortable to talk about the societal privilege that they have.
Well, to me, what I say on campuses all the time is if you want to cite instances of racism that we can all find and fight together, that's something that I'm more than willing to stand next to you and fight, because that's obviously stuff that we should fight together. But when you just say that there is a white privilege out there in the ether and that by dint of birth your skin color generates for you an advantage, what you're really saying to people is that your view is less valuable because you have not experienced what I've experienced. And that is an identity argument, that's a character argument, that's not a rational political argument that can actually be taken on in any way. It's more of a cudgel and a club than it is an attempt.
The whole critical race theory thing gives off the same aura as poor people despising the rich because they are well off. You know those movies where the rougher kids mock the one with a nicer bag and cooler shoes? The insult is like, oh no, Cinderella, sorry princess. Exactly. Nothing concrete. Just bitterness, I'd say.
Male gametes. That's what makes me male.
No, your sperm don't make you male.
Then what does?
It's a constellation.
In reality, in truth, okay?
Whose truth are we talking about?
The same truth that says we're sitting in this room right now, you and I.
No, you're not listening.
If I see a chicken laying eggs and I say that's a female chicken laying eggs, did I assign female, or am I just observing a physical reality that's happening in the world?
Okay, can we talk about how completely manipulative her tone was? It's a constellation. What is a constellation? The life we all see, live, and breathe? He's not listening? Ma'am, you don't seem to be thinking.
Who? You're the one driving like an idiot. Driving. She's got the phone. I have the phone. I watched you on the phone. I you to pick your finger up. Oh, man. You take my from my car, buddy. Okay? Before get the away, buddy. Oh, you want around?
Baby, don't.
Why don't you show a better example for yourself? You were on the phone, asshole. I watched you on the phone. Set a better example for your children. Shut up without raising your finger on me. Here. These are the two of you now. Here. That's fucked up, buddy.
He definitely didn't pick someone his own size. The couple in blue were in the wrong. The husband was driving and got distracted by his wife showing him something on her phone. The bigger dude flipped him off and the workout set couple tried to look for a fight. Well, I guess they are blessed to have human shields as children.
Spencer Pratt, you will obviously never be as relevant as you were. How does that make you feel?
Oh, yeah?
You, this interview, stupid podcast. She's over here.
Is he actually moving?
That's such a stupid question. Do you invite guests to know more about them or to get rage content? Glad he just walked off.
I think it's tough to murder animals. They're kind of giving off that, I'm an alpha male because I pay people to dairy cows and kidnap their babies from them.
Yeah, facts.
Do you think that's really alpha?
Facts. Yeah.
That's weak.
What's weak? We're weak.
There's nothing. There's nothing. So if there was a puppy dog right here, or a calf, or a baby chicken, stabbing them in the throat is the manly thing to do.
You use a gun.
So that's the manly thing to do, to stab the puppy in the throat.
No, not something you shoot.
I think you're bullshitting. I think you're absolutely, I think you're bullshitting.
I'm terrified.
This girl just scratches my brain.
Smash, 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 pass,
Pass, smash, pass, 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 big pass. Where's the receipts? Show 'em. No, you ain't gotta show 'em.
We got the video. We can do this right now.
Hey, we ain't never smashed though.
Oh, but so you wouldn't?
Okay, I would.
I don't even want to understand what's going on here.
Clarify your definition of critical race theory.
Yeah, Derek Bell's. So what he wrote in 1991, Intro to Critical Race Theory. What's in that book?
The whole book is your definition. Wait, but
are you familiar with that literature?
Well, yeah, I've read the book, but I don't remember anything about it. It was for like a college class. Like, let's be honest, nobody remembers the books they read in college.
Sounds like a great value proposition to go to college.
Nah, it is, trust me. Well, but you didn't go to college, so I guess you wouldn't know.
It's true, I didn't.
So
let me ask you though, does that mean that I'm not able to have this conversation with you? Because I actually remember the book and you didn't, and you paid for it.
So, first of all, I didn't pay for it. There's these things called scholarships.
Oh, so somebody else paid for you not to remember the book that you were supposed to read. Oh, anyways. Some wealthy donor or taxpayer paid for you to not remember the book.
Shall we also include the dumb rambling of college students trying to one-up a more intelligent individual? You're studying off someone's hard-earned money. You don't remember the things you study yet. You're trying to debate it, but you think that's a flex. There must be something in the college atmosphere that makes people just breathe in foolishness instead of oxygen.
Can you describe your dream man? Is he is he tall?
Ryan
Okay. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you say that. He's taller than you, correct?
Yeah.
Stronger than me. He could probably beat you up in a fight, right?
I want him to be able to bench press me.
Okay, so he's stronger than you, he's taller than you. Does he earn more money?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, and y'all think y'all are equal.
So, but there's
Oh, I like the am I the problem blinks too. Very nice. What makes you equal to a man who is superior to you in every aspect? At least they seem to see the flaw in their logic.
What is sin? Well, God gave his commandments so that we can see our sin.
Stop talking, no one listens.
And see, because of our sin, that we need to turn to God.
Hi-ho should be quiet.
We need to turn to God before it's too late, just like the rich man.
Whose child is this?
So if it touches me, you're gonna fall really hard and very fast. Okay? I'm not f***ing about. You wanna play them games? That's what happens.
We're not trying to play a game, mate. We're just playing off the umbrella. We need change.
Yeah.
Come on, not everything's about you.
Also, if you know the law so well, you shouldn't threaten to assault.
It's not a threat to assault, it's a threat to defend.
Complete violation of the 20th.
I will take it off your end of. You've been on. Stop doing it on purpose. I can use the law to defend myself. End of. Not playing these stupid games with you. Not happening.
I just know he was shaking under that mask. See his hands. Did they look like they were shaking? Absolutely. He better go learn how to do kung fu with that ugly umbrella.
Me and Andrew are misogynists.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Andrew's a misogynist.
I think he has an animosity towards women, yeah. I think so.
Do you think I'm a misogynist?
A little bit. The definition of hatred is a great dislike, and it's actually one of the sins of living in the flesh.
What if it's possible? I don't dislike women. I just dislike stupid people. And it doesn't matter if they're men or women. And you just happen to be a stupid person, and that's why I dislike you. And also happen to be a woman at the same time. So you happen to be stupid and happen to be a woman, but I don't hate you because you're a woman. I dislike you because you're stupid. Well, could that be possible?
Well, why don't you ever talk about men? You always talk about how much you hate women every day.
I debate it professionally for a living against men and women. You go on TikTok after you got with a guy who had 1 million TikTok followers so you could piggyback on that to fame. I would not bullshit me here, sweetheart.
We dislike stupid too, in case you were wondering.
So what is your formal education background? Because I guess a lot of people don't know what your undergraduate degree was in.
So I was at UCLA in political science and then Harvard Law School.
Okay. So you don't have, you wouldn't consider yourself an expert in sociology?
I mean, I don't consider sociology a particularly expert field, but go ahead. I think I'm able to read a sociological study.
He must have kicked his feet in excitement when was thinking about that line.
What I'm getting at is that you're not considered an expert in sociology, psychology, gender studies, lesbian dance theory, many of these things that you've brought up tonight.
I know a lot more about all those others than lesbian dance theory. As far as, if you want to take issue with the argument, I would urge you not to use the argument from authority, which is somebody has a PhD by their name, they know what they're talking about. That's a dumb argument.
What I'm trying to get at is that the fact that do you have any other further education in any of these topics or any of these fields of study?
I don't need a 7-year degree in sociology, no bullshit when I hear it.
It was not his day. He just kept getting shot down.
And granted, that's your opinion.
Right. Because I'm here, yeah, giving it.
They're also offering kind of an unqualified opinion on a lot of these topics.
See, again, you're just making the argument from authority. I don't think slapping a PhD from Ferris State next to your name makes you an expert in all things in the field in which you propose to speak. Okay, the fact is that either my argument's good or my argument's bad. Citing to my credentials is a really bad way of making an argument. It's like it's actually the equivalent of, it's so funny, when people do this, it's the equivalent of actually a religious person saying, citing to the Bible for an argument. I'm a very religious person, right? I mean, see this? It's the yarmulke, okay? I'm a religious person, okay? I never cite to the Bible. The reason I don't cite to the Bible is because that's an argument from authority. Okay, you may not believe the authority to which I'm citing. I don't believe the authority to which you're citing. So you're going to have to make me an argument as to what I'm saying that's wrong instead of just saying I don't have the properly enumerated degree from the institution of your choice.
Unconscious bias is a concept well documented in psychological studies, which is basically that people associate negative things with people of color and positive things with whites. So if that is true, given that that is true, how does white privilege not exist?
Okay, so you're asking about unconscious bias. I apologize because it's kind of echoey, but the question was, if there is unconscious bias, just to repeat it so I'm making sure I get it right, if there is unconscious bias, how does white privilege not exist?
The question is, given that there is unconscious bias, how does white privilege not exist?
So number one, so when I speak about white privilege, yes, so when I speak about white privilege, I'm speaking specifically about behavior. Okay, there have been no studies, and really I've looked at these studies, the connection between what they call implicit bias, this is their favorite phrase now, implicit bias, unconscious bias, and biased behavior has yet to be proven at any level that is even remotely necessary to be used in, for example, a courtroom, which is why it's never been used in a courtroom. It is also true that there is no way, there really isn't, there's been no proven way to alleviate what they call unconscious bias, which means that we're ghost hunting. So what I would suggest is that if there is unconscious bias, and I'll acknowledge the possibility or the reality of unconscious bias, if there is, then I need you to I don't care about what's in people's heads so much as what they do. So if you point me to a racist behavior, don't worry, I'll let you respond. If you point me to a racist behavior, I'm happy to stand alongside you and protest it. What I can't do is protest about things in people's head that I don't know about because I'm not a mind reader.
Okay, so that's a really interesting response. And to that I have two questions. Firstly, what I've heard you say that this is something that, the way people think doesn't affect their behavior. So that's the first thing you've said. So I'm really curious if you can kind of give me another example of a thought that somebody has which doesn't affect their behavior. Like, do people who, support Trump not vote for him? Like, I'm very curious about that.
Yes.
And secondly, so the second thing that I want to ask is that if it's something it's hard to fix, does it mean we shouldn't do anything about it? Because you said, I don't know if we can change how people think. Does that mean we shouldn't try?
I mean, first of all, not a great impression. But beyond that, but my voice isn't that low. But beyond that, as far as the first question, which is, do people have thoughts that don't manifest in behavior? Yes, all the time.
For instance,
every thought that you have about walking up here and strangling me right now. I assume like we have thoughts all the time that don't manifest in behavior, and this is true every single day. We consider thoughts that cross our minds. And the problem with unconscious bias is the idea is you don't even know that you're having the thought, right? So how can you stop it if you don't even know that you're having it? But then we should be able to gauge the unconscious bias and its impact on behavior. That's why it's unconscious bias as opposed to conscious bias. The idea behind unconscious bias is that it's not even a ghost, it's a ghost of a ghost, because you don't even know you're having the thought. So people, the whole idea behind diversity training is the idea that you can retrain people to stop their chain of thought in order so that it doesn't manifest in behavior. I don't think that every thought manifests in behavior. If it did, then every time a man saw a good-looking woman walk down the street, a straight man saw a good-looking woman down the street, we'd have a real mess on our hands. So the second question, the idea was a little too broad for me to respond to, which is, just because something is tough, don't we have to face up to it? Yes, we have to face up to tough things all the time. And one of the tough things I would suggest that we face up to is that you have a lot more control over your own behavior and the decisions you make than the supposedly widespread unconscious bias of people you've never met.
She has to be one of those whose thoughts reflect in their actions. She came up and within seconds of speaking, she said, "Black people and whites. Flip the table and show me what happens." The mimicry was so unnecessary too. If the roles were reversed, that would be the Wokies' argument against the right for the next 100 years.
All of that has been missed by the ignorant activists who insist that GW ditch the colonial. The point that they're missing is this: the colonials that the mascot represents were not defenders of colonialism. In fact, they were the opposite of defenders of colonialism. They fought a bloody war, they risked their lives to end colonialism in America and to end rule in Great Britain. They wanted their political independence.
Fuck you, you fucking fascists! Shame! 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 Shame!
Oh, these kids are really proving me wrong. You see, because my premise was that these students are ignorant and not well behaved. But they're proving me wrong tonight.
You would expect college students to act like literates. Oh, professors, behold!
You know, you talk a lot about rationality and a good discussion, a lot of, reasonable stuff. But it was curious, when you were talking, I didn't hear any science. I didn't hear any rational discussion. And if you want to have rational discussion, say about, climate change or transgenderism, I actually have studies here. I mean, that would take too much time, but I don't know how much you'd be interested in.
Give an example of a lie that I said.
The 6,000 kids you said that were given hormone blockers because of some trans conspiracy.
I corrected that the next day when the news was corrected.
Yeah, corrected, but it was in the study. You said it was a trans activist or some trans conspiracy.
No, I said it was a drug that was used for transgender kids, which is true. And I said that it had caused 6,000 deaths, which is true. But what I misspoke and what was misreported in the news is that all 6,000 were kids. And that obviously was not true. And I corrected it on my show the next day.
You can't dispel the rationality here. It's your responsibility.
Well, I think it's very rational to correct yourself when you make a mistake. And that's why I do it every time I can.
But I think it's your responsibility as a political commentator to a lot of impressionable young people here that you report accurately. And that's not the first
I agree,
time.
and that's why when I do make a mistake, rare though it may be, I correct myself. Is there an example? You said I told a lot of lies tonight. What would be an example of that?
Lies tonight? Well, no, you didn't say lies tonight. You lack rationality. You didn't cite any evidence to talk about the climate change.
I said that the mankind is not going to be wiped out within 20 years because no scientist says. I'm sorry?
Science would disagree.
Which scientist?
The 97% of all scientists who say that 1 to 2 degrees Celsius will melt the ice caps such that there will be rising sea levels, mass extinctions, and it won't end the Earth, but it will change to a certain point the ecology of our planet such that it is much more difficult for humans to survive. That is the consensus. And a lot of climate change deniers like yourself, like Ben, like Clavin, they perpetuate that this is all a liberal hoax and that science...
No, I'm not saying it's a liberal. I mean, it's obviously being pushed by politicians primarily. That's why at the United Nations, it's not...
Politics. Politicians are going to push political issues.
Right, it's politics, not science. That's my point.
This is getting hard to watch. Please do some research before getting in front of cameras to debate. Well, that's the bell. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like. Let us know in the comments what you learned in Educating Wokies 101. Subscribe and turn on your notifications for this channel so you don't miss anything. Don't worry, there will be a next video and we will see you then.